Hello guys, so welcome back to another video. This is going to be covering how to use the particle system for making your easy snow simulation, right? Like this snow like when it's is it raining snow or falling snow, I don't know what to say. But just to make your easy snow simulation in Blender, right? So I'm just going to show you how to create all of that, right? This is a video for video reference that I created earlier. I have issues with the rendering, so you can see some freeze frame right here. Yeah, so let's just quickly dive right into it. Okay, so to do that, I think snow is very simple to create. So we just need to like delete this cube, add your plane, shift it, add your plane. You can scale it up as big as you want, right? And just going to take it up. And because we want to use this plane as an emitter, meaning it's going to be falling down from this plane, right? If you like, you could decide to scale it on any axis depending on the area of coverage you want this thing to fall for you, right? Yeah, so let me just use this for this purpose, right? So the next thing, you're just going to go and add your particle system. So click on particles here and click on the plus button. When you press your play button, you have your particles raining down. It's already looking like it's not right because of the balls and all that. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, so we need to change some settings because we don't want it to stop falling at maybe 200, right? We want to make it fall till the end of the timeline. So what you do, you go to the end of the emission and make it to 250, which is your timeline, right? 250. If you're using like a timeline of like 8,000, you change your end to 8,000, right? So it has this continuous rain of particles, right? So next thing, before you play with any settings. So next thing, before we play with any settings, right? I'm going to show you how to use more than one object as an instance for your snow. Okay, so let's press Shift A. Let's add icosphere. So now the whole idea is instead of using just one shape to instance the particles to fall, right? We want to have like maybe 2 or 3 different shapes so that we have dynamic random shapes instead of just one similar ball falling down from the plane, right? So we can just bring your icosphere and let's duplicate this object, right? You can use Shift D to duplicate, press X, move on X-axis, Shift D, X-axis this way, right? So we want to use like 3 shapes, right? So we need to go to edit mode, with edit mode on this one. So we need to select it and just basically like sculpting it, right? If you go to your sculpting option, but I don't want to go there, I just want to use everything right here. So I can use my move tool and move it like this, but I don't want this kind of like sharp shapes, right? So I'm going to introduce this proportional editing tool right here. When you click on this button here and you press G to grab on the Z axis, right? You see there's a radius option showing here, and this like is an influence of is an area of influence, right? So it's going to pull almost everything that's it's in the radius kind of. So when you use your scroll wheel, your middle mouse wheel button to scroll, you increase this radius. You can make it big, you can make it smaller, right? So it's just going to affect the influence. So I don't know if this makes sense, right? You could also use a move to do the same thing. Just move it and just the same thing. It doesn't matter, right? So that's the idea. So I'm just gonna like create a random shapes, right? So this is up to you to give it any kind of shape that you want. Let's say this is one shape for me, very ugly, but it doesn't matter right now. So go to edit mode, same thing. You could make any kind of shape you want to, it's up to you. Right? I have something like this. And go to edit mode, go back, select this guy, go to edit mode here. And you can just, you know, anything. You just want like dynamic shapes, right? It's almost like creating a rock. Let me just make this a little bit different. Okay, let's say this is fine by me, right? So let me just make them shade smooth, and right click, shade smooth, yeah. So we have 3 different random objects, right? So let's just move them one side. We don't want them to be in our view. So the next thing, we need to group them in a collection. So make sure you select the 3 of them, right? Hold Shift, select 3 of them, and then press M to move it to a new collection. click on the new collection here and rename it. You can use the snow and press OK. So when you go to outline, you have them in a new collection called snow, right? Make sure the three of them are inside the folder and nothing else. Okay, so that being said, right? So we can go back to this plane, go to emission, just go to render, and let's switch halo to now. Previously we used object, right? This time we're going to use collection because it's a group we're going to be adding. So go to the instance collection and then pick up the snow collection, and that's it. And when you play, you would have the random objects falling. Can you see now, right? So instead of having just one ball falling, we have different shapes falling down. So you could add as many different shapes you want, right? I just use only three, for example. You could create like four, you create six different shapes, so you have more random shapes falling down. It's not like repetitive, right? It's gonna be hard for the eye to catch. Yeah, so that is the snow. So we need to do one more, we need to do something to play with the gravity, right? It falls down too quickly. So we just need to go to gravity. I think I use gravity. You could play with your velocity as well, but I'm not going to touch the velocity for now. I'm just go to gravity. Go to field weight. Field weight. Just let's play with gravity. Let's use 0.1. Let's see. 0.1 will be too small. This is 0.5. 0.5. Let's play and see. Right. Yeah, I think this kind of works. You could watch a video of how snow falls, right, to see the speed at which it used to move in air. So you were trying to emulate that, right? I think kind of yes, this works for me. Snow does not fall really hard like stone. It's not a very heavy object. So now it's looking very short. We need to just increase the lifetime. So come to lifetime and let's use like 150. Right. So let's take it back and play. Yeah, so it's longer now, right? So now we have this object falling down. It's too straight and too stiff. So let's turn on rotation. Go to rotation and check this box here. You can open it and just play it on value. You can use 0.5. You can use 0.5 in a randomized phase here to 0.5. You just play with it. Anything works, right? Just let's see. So you can see they are falling. Let me check dynamic. Let's see what we've got here. Let me turn it up to 1. Let me see what happens. So you can see it's no more falling too straight, right? It's having random rotation. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So the angular velocity, right? It makes it actually really rotates, right? I can literally see it rotating as it's falling down. So when you add more values, it actually makes it rotate faster, but we don't want it to move like a spinning stone, right? That's what we want. So something very soft is fine. It's literally rotating in different angles, right? So now we need to make this very random. We need to make it very random, not rotation now. Let's increase randomness. Let's add to 1. Okay, so I increased the lifetime to 1,000, right? So I don't want the snow disappearing in thin air just like that. So I also think that it's falling down too slow, in my opinion, right? So I'm gonna go down to the field rate and let's just take off the gravity. Maybe that's half of the value, right? 0.5. So let's just work with this for the main time, right? So of course we can go to render and reduce the size, that's the scale, right? If it's too big for you, you can take it down. You can go to the number and increase the number of snow particles you want. Let's double it to like maybe to like 2,000, right? So we have much more snow falling. Yes. So I think this works for me. Yeah. So let's create a material for the snow. Just select the snow instance, go to your material and click on the material tab, add a new one, and I'm just gonna leave it at white, to be honest. I'm nothing serious, right? So roughness, take it to 1. We don't want it to shine at all, right? Let me just name it snow, right? So I'm going to select this and also give it the snow material. This, give it snow material, right? So it's just white. Okay, so let's add an HDRI to the scene. So go to your world settings here, click on this, and you see this color here. There's a yellow dot beside it. So click on that yellow dot. Look for environment texture here. Click on that, and you're going to have your folder to add your HDRI. So I think I have something here. Yeah, so I think I have a snow HDRI here, right, which I downloaded from HDRI from polyhaven.com. You can get yours from there. Click open image, and then when I switch to render tab, I have my snowy environment, right? So you can see my snowballs in here already. So when I play, you see it falling randomly. You can see, and it's rotating in a way that I'd like. Of course, you can scale it, make it kind of bigger. Can you see? So I think this works for the purpose of this tutorial, right? Go creative and just play with it to get what you prefer. If it's too big for you, make it small. If it's too small for you, make it big. So how do I create the snow puddle effect that we have in this video here? So how to create this puddle effect on this ball on the ground, right? So let me just show you. It's a very easy fix. So let's go back to our shading tab, right? Take this to frame 1. So let's add an option. Let me use a monkey for this one here now. So let me add the subdivision surface. Go to the modifier here, click on add modifier, type surface subdivision. You're gonna see here, add this subdivision surface, click on it to make it more smoother. So let's increase level viewport to 2, and then right click on the monitor and shade smooth, right? So it's very smooth, right? Yeah, so next thing, let's add a ground plane. Go to plane, just let's take this monkey up, just move it up on the z-axis, right? And then let's scale this, S to scale. Yeah, I think this is okay for me, right? So I'm going to go to edit mode to make sure I add more divisions to it. So right click and you see subdivide, you see I add more lines to it, add one more. I think this is okay, right? So this is going to help the snow effect works more better. So how do you do the snow powder? Very simple. So now there's a free add-on in Blender that comes with Blender that many people do not know of, right? So I'm just going to go there to turn it on, right? So just go to edit, go to preferences, make sure you click on add-on here, go to the search tab and search for real snow, and then you're going to see it. So for you, it's going to be unchecked if you've not used it before, right? So it's going to be like this. So make sure you check it here. So if you can't see it, right, I'm sure you would have this enabled add-ons only. So if yours is enabled, that means you will be able to see it. So make sure you uncheck this box. It's going to pop here. So make sure you check it, and then you can go to save the preference if you want to save it. So cancel. So next thing, just come to press your end panels right here. At the side, you're going to see the I have a lot of add-on here, so yours might not be as much as this. So you see real snow right at the side here. So click on real snow, and then you're going to see the snow tab, right? So this coverage tells you the amount of coverage area, like 100% means you're going to cover the area fully, 50% means you're going to cover it 50%, right? Let me just show you an example now. Let me put like 50% here, right? 50. And then the height, meaning the height of the snow, right? And when you click on snow, we're going to add snow. So this one, it tells you selected faces, meaning the snow we apply on face selections. Don't worry, I'm going to explore this so you can see how it works. So for this plane, let's just select the plane and come here and click on add snow. So just give some time to load. It's loading. It's going to work right now. Just hold on. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah. So finally it's here, right? So it took a long time because my floor is really big. I actually really scaled it, right? Let me check the size of it, right? I think it didn't really show here. So that's fine. Okay, so I scaled it really big because the default plane should have been this size. Look at it, right, compared to this. So that's what's going to take a lot of time. So be careful with your size depending on the PC that you are using, right? So for this now, we can see that we have 50% coverage, meaning the snow is not everywhere in the cube, in the plane, right? So same thing, you can select your monkey head. Let me go to the to snow. Let me take it back to 100% here and then just add snow. You can see very simple because this is very small, it is very fast. So and then you can see it just adds snow to the top of your surface. So that's how it works. Very simple and easy to use too. And then the good thing about this is that it also helps to create the shader for the snow. Can you see it has like a snow shader effect? Can you see? Very beautiful. Look at it and look at the whole node setup in case you want to like study how they made it, right? You can just come here and see all the nodes that I was using creating and the values. Yeah, so if that interests you, okay. So let's go back to the render tab to see what it looks like, right? So you can see very easy to create. So let me add the shader to our monkey so that it's everything is not looking all white. So go to the material tab, click new, and just change the color, right? Then make it a bit of metallic, make it shiny a bit. Yes, so you can see it. Yeah, isn't this beautiful, right? Yeah. So that's how to add your snow in your scene. When you play, you have your snow falling down. So of course, it's not making any impact in it, right? That's not what we're doing. That's going to be another tutorial, and it needs a really heavy PC to do that for collision. Okay, yeah. So guys, so this brings me to the end. You already know how to render your camera, right? Click on the camera. You can lock your camera. Press N. Go to View. Lock your camera, right, and then just position it to the angle you want, you prefer. You can just add a keyframe, select the camera, add a keyframe, and then maybe that frame you can just maybe just pan a little bit. You know, depend on however you want to do your cinematic, it's up to you, right? Just a little bit. I don't want so much movement. So we're having this little camera animation. So can you see? I can extend it to make it more slower. Yeah, so that's how to go about that, guys. So if you want to add the camera depth of field, click on it, open it. You can make it to focus on the monkey this time. So it saves you that time, right? So when you let's go to render, let's see render image. Yeah, so this is what we have here, right? So if you want to make it more realistic, right, you can turn on motion blur so that this snow as it's falling, it is having some blur to the effect. Of course, it adds to your render time. So just come to your output here. So you come to the render tab here and just you can here turn on ambient occlusion. I forgot. It gives you more shadow. You can see the shadows on the monkey head. Which what that does. You can see the difference, right? So you can turn on bloom if you want bloom. If it's too much, you can just reduce the intensity of the bloom, right? You can then turn on motion blur and turn on screen space refraction for more reflection quality. Yeah, so make sure you turn this on to get better rendering. So let me render this again. Yeah, so we have this now. We can see we're having a little bit of motion blur on the falling object, right? Yeah, and then it's having more focus on this monkey head and blowing out the rest, not so much, right? So mind you, this your plane, our plane is showing here. If you don't want it to show, you know what to do. Let me show you. Just let me show you how to save the image. Go to view render, right? So just come to image here and click on save. You can save it as image and then save, and that's how to go about that. Okay, yeah, so let me show you how to hide this emitter. Just come to your particle systems and under render, just uncheck show emitter, and I think that's gonna hide it. Of course, in the viewport you see it, but when you go to the render and just render image, it's going to be invisible. Yeah, you can see the emitter is no longer there, but the snow is going to be there once it starts to fall down, right? You can see them come down already. Yeah, so Yeah, so guys, that's how to go about that, right? So one final thing, you can add your lights because we don't have a sunlight that's emitting the same light from the HDRI. I'm not sure how many lights. So you can just add the light. Go to Shift A, see light, add the sun. So just go to light here, increase the strength. Let's see like 10. Yeah. So just let me just take it up a bit. So I select the plane, right, and just hide it here, this icon. So it's not. So you can see we have the sun trying to replicate the same brightness with the HDRI. So we can just try to rotate it to angle. Let's rotate the light. R to rotate to angle the shadow to imitate the HDRI. So you study the HDRI. Let's see where our sun is. So you can see these three, right? The shadow is behind this way. It's falling this way. You can see. So you have to imitate that same thing. So with us imitating same angle, right? It's falling like this, so it looks more realistic to the eyes. So, and that's how to go about it. If the sun is so bright, of course, you can reduce the brightness. You can reduce the brightness, right? So it matches the tone of the environment. So I think this works, right? Yeah. So it's bright as the environment. So let me render and see render image. Yeah, so we can see we have this now. We have the snow on the ground. We have the snow on the top of the object, right? You can see on the ears, the eyes, the nose, and then we have the snow particle falling down from the sky. Okay, guys. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial, right? If you have any question, if you're lost anywhere, maybe I didn't cover some things, or maybe I was too fast, you can just drop your questions, and I will try to attend to them. So thank you, and have a great one. Cheers.